Okay. So this is going to be camp chat. First one of the year. Okay, we'll sync our cameras. Hope we can do all this. 1, 2, 3. Okay, we ready to do this?
Let's do this.
Okay. 3, 2, 1. Hello, welcome to the Canyonman Raj YouTube channel and Camp Chat. It is going to be our first Camp Chat of the year. It is January 2nd, 2021. Feels so good to start a new year in this kind of environment. We're loving it. Of course, as always, I have my co-host, Matt the Southwest Backpacker, and I have Mr. James Blackburn, who's become a regular on the show, probably as you know. Hope you guys have had a good start to the new year. Obviously we are. It's beautiful out here. We are in the, help me out here, the Quebradas. Quebradas, kind of a deserty area east of Socorro. It's beautiful. It was a chilly night last night. It got down to 22, but not anything that we couldn't handle.
Yeah.
We've all slept in much colder, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it wasn't too bad. There's no wind. I think we picked the perfect time to come out here and do this. We were talking about it. Is this the last trip of the season or the first trip of the season? I think we're going to call it the first trip of the season.
We'll call it the first trip of the season.
Right. It's January 1st or January 2nd, but starting out a new year, and hopefully for us and everybody else, hopefully things will be a little bit better coming up than this last crazy year that we had. But one of the things I thought we might talk about today is the year in the past. Some of the things we did, obviously we didn't get out and do as much as we normally would do simply because of COVID. We don't need any explanation there. But, you know, before I even had a chance to get out, the COVID hit. I ended up in the hospital. You probably know about that. Really haven't felt well, but have managed to get out and make a couple of trips. And one of the trips that we did was up in the Jemez. And the three of us were there, and I think Rick Chicago was with us. And that was a beautiful trip.
That was a great trip.
That was in, I think, the end of May, early June, something like that. We had some rain, but it was it turned out to be a really good trip. And then we didn't really do a whole lot after that. You know, I think a lot of the forests and stuff were closed because of fire restrictions, weren't they? And also because of the COVID.
Yeah.
Everything was closed up, and so we really didn't have a chance to get out. We got out again during the summer. Went back up to kind of the same place up in the Jemez. Saw a lot of elk and stuff up there. And I don't recall, did you guys do any other trips that I wasn't aware of during that time?
Yeah. Well, in October we went to the San Pedro Parks at the peak of the aspen fall colors, and it was amazing. Right.
Well, we're working our way that direction.
I can't remember anything else from summer that I did.
Yeah, it was it was an uneventful summer. Obviously, we were all really jonesing to get out, but it was just difficult. We ended up going to the Golden Drina Mesa on Labor Day weekend.
Yes,
and that was a really nice weekend. We didn't even have tents.
Didn't have tents.
Didn't even have tents. We just slept out under the stars. There was we were going to do a camp chat from the Golden Drina Mesa, which we've done before. It's a beautiful area, but Terry and Matt and I had a little bit of a distraction when a couple of U.S. Marshals rolled up on us, and I think they were looking to take us away. I think they thought we were up to no good, but the only no good we were up to is I was getting my butt kicked at a game of Catan, and they accused us of hunting illegally and scouting illegally. We weren't hunting, we weren't scouting. We were up there just enjoying the cool weather, playing some games. We flew the drone a little bit, and maybe that's what alerted them to maybe thought we were cheating. But Matt flew the drone to get a sunset.
Did a sunset shot, got a great sunset, but
we
apparently hunting season and hunters that were close by thought we were scouting with the drone, which is highly illegal.
Yes.
And
we're not hunters anyway.
Right. So it was a big misunderstanding. We had a chance to talk with the marshals, and Roger kindly explained to them what was going on. They got our side of the story and realized that it was a big misunderstanding, and everything turned out okay.
Everything did turn out okay, but you know, when we're out there on Golondrina Mesa, you rarely see anybody at all. It's so desolate. It's so far away from everything, and to have these two officers roll up on us was kind of surprising, you know.
It was a little surprising.
That was the last thing we expected, and like Matt said, they listened to what we had to say, and they walked away, you know, and everything was good. But after that, we just kind of lost our wind. At least I did. I didn't even feel like setting up for Cam Chat. We just kind of sat around shaking our heads thinking, what the hell just happened?
What just happened here?
Right. And then, we got back from that trip, and 3 or 4 days after that, I ended up back in the hospital again. And I'd been dealing with just a never-ending headache. And after spending a day in the hospital, and they determined that, you know, I had some blood clots in the brain, which really scared the crap out of me. And so at that point in my life, I kind of was forced to make the decision that it was time to retire early from the public schools, and I hated doing it. Man, I miss everyone there, and missed all the students that I worked with. The video club, that was my big deal with them, but obviously there wasn't any school anyway. So, you know, I wasn't interacting with the kids. There was no video clubs going on, but still, I was forced to retire, and that's been a big adjustment for me, you know. But as soon as I retired, I didn't really do a whole lot. But I know Matt and James and our good friend Ruben, the Manzano man. And hello, Ruben. We love your videos. Keep it up, man. Good work. But those three went up into the San Pedro Parks Wilderness in October, which is a beautiful time of year. And James, you want to talk a little bit more about that?
Yeah,
and we'll give Matt a chance.
It was my first time being there. In 22 years of living in New Mexico, I'd never been in San Pedro Parks, and now I'm a little mad at myself because I've been missing out on a really beautiful spot that's not far from Albuquerque. And when we went there, the aspen colors were in maximum beautiful yellow colors. It was like 60 during the day. It did get a little chilly in the 20s at night, but I had such a great time being out there with Matt and Ruben. I gotta say thanks to both of you guys for taking me with you. It's an awesome place.
Well, and I gotta say that October and September in New Mexico is the best time of year. You can't go wrong. The weather's beautiful. It's not too hot. It's not too cold. The colors are simply spectacular. So, Matt, how was the trip for you?
It was a great trip.
Yeah,
James pretty much covered it, but the colors, changing of the leaves out there was spot on. And had some nice golden aspen colors out there. I thought it was actually going to be really cold, and wasn't as cold as what we were thinking, and we had some pretty good weather for the most part.
And also keep in mind, they're at 10,000 feet.
We were at
10,000 feet in October, so you would expect it to be cold.
We were expecting a little more water in the creek from what we were thinking, and it was really dry up there.
And then, you guys were, that was an issue.
It was, because we were going to set up our first night's camp relatively close to San Gregorio Lake. And it turned out the creek was completely dry, and we had to keep going up before we finally found the water where it got to the surface. Well,
and that's, I don't mean to interrupt you, but that's the thing about San Pedro Parks is we typically never have to carry water because there's water everywhere, and I can understand the disappointment that these guys had when they got to the Damien Trail area and we're going to camp out, and there's no water because there's always water there,
right?
And we can count on camping at that spot with water. So I can imagine how these guys felt. Well, there's no water here. got to move on because we don't carry water.
We move on or go back to the lake, and we decided to push on and move forward, and I'm glad we did because we finally found the water and
Nice.
Yeah, salvaged a really good trip.
Yeah, that's a beautiful area up there, and I would love to have gone up there with you, but I think my backpacking days may be over. You know, it's just one of those things I have to accept, but I'm looking forward to looking at all your guys' videos and hearing all the stories because I've been there and done a lot of that. So we're going to change gears here for a second and wanted to talk to Matt about something. And Matt and I talked about this a little bit, and we talked a little bit about Matt's YouTube channel and some changes, possible changes, and I know there's a lot of people who love Matt and love what he does and the way he approaches nature. We all wish we could be like that, you know, but I know Matt was doing some things. Do you want to explain what you're doing with your YouTube channel, Matt?
Well, as you guys probably know, I haven't been putting up a whole heck of a lot of videos, excuse me, up on my YouTube channel. It's probably been at least a year since I put up my last one. Yeah, I've been taking a long break from it. I've actually have kind of lost interest in pursuing the channel. And I think, you know, after 10, 12 years of really putting a lot of heart and soul into putting together videos and putting trips out for you guys, yeah, I think I've kind of reached a point where I'm taking a break, and I don't know if you want to say retiring, but definitely am pulling back from the channel. Probably won't be as active as I used to. Yeah,
Well, we're going to miss it for sure.
yeah.
But I also got to say, not to interrupt, but you know, there comes a time where you're doing something for the passion of it, and when it changes from a passion of love to work, where you kind of dread doing it, there comes a point to where you say maybe it's time to maybe move on and try something else. I don't know if that's where you were at, but you know, that's sometimes people come up to that point in their lives.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. It's been a good haul. I mean, I've had a really good run with it. I'm going to continue to keep the channel up, and like I said, from time to time you'll see me pop up on other people's channels, and
Matt will be around. He's a huge help on outdoor cooking adventures.
I'm still going to continue to put videos up on my channel from time to time, but yeah, wanted you guys to know here on Roger's channel and Camp Chat kind of what was going on, and yeah.
Well, good.
Yeah.
Thanks for letting us know. I know
Yeah,
some people
absolutely.
were probably wondering what was happening. It's just time to maybe move on a little bit.
Might be time to move forward.
And I can appreciate that. Well, it's been a beautiful morning here in the Quebradas Desert. I think we might think about possibly ending this. We're going to maybe take a hike out in this beautiful desert area and enjoy it. And is there any final words, James, that you would like to say?
Well, not really. I just think thank you. Thank you is really what I feel in my heart. I thank these guys and our good friend Terry for taking me with them on these awesome adventures, sharing these amazing places with me. I can't tell you how grateful I am being able to board game and go into nature with you guys. It's enhanced my life for the better in so many ways. You guys are not just my friends, you're my brothers, you're my family. So thank you I guess that's a long way to say thank you, but thank you.
Well, we appreciate that, and obviously thanks aren't necessary because we all really get along well with each other. We enjoy each other's company, and you know, it's fun to come out here as a group and, like you said, play games. We've done a lot of game playing, and we're going to do some more of that. But just hanging out with these guys, I never get tired of it. You know, everyone, all these guys, and we have Terry in the background, and we appreciate having him here too. But I just appreciate hanging out with all these guys, and you know, it's special for me to get out. So, Matt, you got any last words?
Yeah,
you wanna...
no, I'm very thankful to be able to get out and hang out and enjoy the outdoors with you guys, my friends, my brothers, and wishing everybody that's watching, you know, a good new year, 2021, and let's get through this pandemic and get back outside and enjoy life.
Heck yeah. I agree.
Yeah.
Let's get back outside and try to get life back to somewhat normalcy if it's possible.
Absolutely.
Okay, well, I think that'll be it for this first episode of Camp Chat 2021, January 2nd. Beautiful morning here in the Quebradas Desert. thank you all for watching and tuning in. Stay tuned for the next Camp Chat, and stay safe. Keep yourself covered, and don't put yourself in bad situations. Be sure and go to James Blackburn's YouTube channel and check out his stuff. He always has stuff getting out there, and I think that'll do it. If you like what you see, thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. We always appreciate that. Thanks again for watching Canyonman Rod's YouTube channel and Camp Chat. Thanks, guys.